Brisbane man Robert Martin went to his local rubbish tip, and it was a real surprise to find a plane's cockpit just lying there. But it's what he's done with it since that's quite an incredible surprise.
Robert's used recycled materials, including the steel of old futons, filing cabinets and a washing machine motor to convert the old cockpit into a World War II inspired fighter plane. Now, Robert himself joins us now from his home in Brisbane. Good morning, Robert.
G'day, James. Tash, how you going?
Thank you.
Or Tish, as you also like to be called. Mate, tell us about the fact you found this actually in a tip. Do you often go through the tip and find stuff?
No, I took a load of rubbish to the dump and thought I'd stop in at the treasure market and had a bit of a look around. And I seen the cockpit sitting there. I wasn't sure whether it was a cockpit or a VW Beetle. So I went over and had a look, and it was actually an aircraft cockpit. It was a 1978 Piper Tomahawk. Pilots who flew them call them Piper Traumahawk because of their unannounced flat spin they go into sometimes. So I'd say after a while, the pilot who had it scrapped it because it was fatigued and just took it there. Maybe someone could use it as for something. So I seen it there and I thought it was too good to pass up, so I grabbed it.
Is this the first time that you grabbed a bit of rubbish from the tip and brought it home? What did your family think of that when you initially brought it home?
Oh, well, they didn't think too much. Originally, I would have liked to use it as a dog kennel, but then I was thinking that I would have had to get a dog. But it sat in the front yard for a while, and I was wondering what to do with it, and then I took it out back. I was going to make a garden ornament out of it, but then I said, well, let me paint it up in camouflage first before I put it in the garden. And once I painted it in camo, I decided to build the nose for it. So I worked part-time in a second-hand furniture shop, and the boss donated me an outdoor coffee table. So I actually made the nose section out of a coffee table, and then I wrapped that coffee table up in old fly screen aluminium bars, and then I coated it with a couple of coats of aluminium sheeting, and then I punched about 1,000 rivets into the nose alone. And I felt like Popeye the rest of the day after punching those rivets in by hand. But after the nose section was done, I went to the tail section. That's made up out of 2 futons and bits and pieces of a double bunk and a bit of filing cabinet holding on the tail wheel. So after that was done, I decided, well, you know, I've got a nose, I've got a cockpit, I've got a tail, I need to actually get it up off the ground because it's getting too hard to mow around. So I decided to make an undercarriage for it. So the undercarriage is made out of a piece of pallet racking, and my sister's clothesline I chopped up and added a couple of wheelbarrow wheels to it, and then put a wing section over the top. So now I can push it and mow underneath it. And it's been a whole lot of fun working on it, but there's a specific reason why I actually I decided to actually build the aircraft.
What's that reason?
It's actually going to be used as that reason is because I'm a part-time filmmaker, and back in the year 2000 I produced a film called Spitfire Avenue, and it's about our local area during the Second World War. We've got a local street here in Strathpine that was one of 3 airfields. The film was dedicated to 2 pilots from 548 Squadron, Spitfire Squadron. They were English pilots, and they were doing air manoeuvres over Petrie, and two Spitfires crashed. They collided, killing both pilots, and they're buried at Lutwich. They were English pilots. So we dedicated the film to them, and I've decided to go back and add another hour to the film. And what we decided to do from there is I'm going to use this aircraft to film interviews with veterans and more historians. So if I film it right, I should be able to actually use it as a backdrop. And if we need to do reenactments, we'll actually use real aircraft for that. But the reason, one side of the plane's painted up as English bomber with invasion stripes, and then on the other side, the reason why it's painted up as a Japanese Zero is because one of the stories we're featuring in this new extended version of Spitfire Avenue is we're going to do a story on Hangar 7, which is where they used to take captured Japanese aircraft. And this is at Eagle Farm in Brisbane. So all these, about another hour worth of stories that we're going to add to this film.
It's a fascinating story, Robert, and an interesting tale about how it came together. Good luck with your film. We'll put those details on our website, and we wish you all the best.
I do have a Facebook page called Spitfire Avenue if anyone wants to see more pictures on how I built it. Yep, just Spitfire Avenue, and then you can actually view how I actually built it. See the coffee tables and futons and all that as well.
Good stuff, mate. Well,
Robert, thank you.
Yeah, we'll put the details on our Facebook page as well.